Hello, and thanks for joining us. This is the signature 30 minutes. I am Marvelous Obomman. In the headlines, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo calls on Nigerian politicians to speak up on insecurity in the country. Nigerians support Inspector General of Police as he orders immediate withdrawal of police officers from private citizens. President Muhammadu Buhari asks for the assistance of the United States to end insecurity in Africa. And now the details. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has called on the Nigerian political elite to speak up on the security challenge facing the country. Professor Osinbajo, who spoke in Abuja at the presentation of the 9 candidates vying for the ticket of the All Progressives Congress in the forthcoming Anambra governorship election, said everyone stood to lose if Nigeria's security situation is not effectively addressed. Signature TV correspondent Ifunanya Iludianya was at the event and now reports.
A partnership of the 9 APC candidates, which was titled Anambra's Best Governorship Materials, was organized by a group of APC stalwarts called the APC Patriots, Anambra State Chapter. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said that the secret to defeating in the 2 federal elections was a level playing field in all processes of choosing APC's candidates. He said that a fair process was fundamental to winning an election.
So I think that it's important for us to say, in the same mature way that we gathered here today and spoken so eloquently and so well, we must find the means of ensuring that this process is fair. And I think that if we're able to sit together and think it through, and as I said, leader will be an important part of this process, we can actually achieve this. At the end of the day, we can't have a winner takes all. There is no winner takes all in this. And we must also work that out ahead of time, that there is no winner takes all. Everyone must be able to benefit if indeed we're able to win the election. So, and all of that has to take place well before the elections.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo used the occasion to speak on the current insecurity ravaging many parts of Nigeria.
What is going on at the moment in the southeast and in various parts of the country? The conflicts, the all sorts of violence and the various things that are going on, and we're all familiar with that. One of the things I want to say is that at the end of the day, leadership, the leaders, will determine what happens in any society, especially the political elite. It's the political elite that will determine what will take place. If you keep quiet, if you say nothing and hope that things will just, normalize, we may be wrong, and we may find ourselves heading for something much worse than we're seeing today.
The leader of APC Southeast, Ima Enekwa, said that APC has lost elections in Anambra State in the past as a result of lack of unity among party members. He said that all APC hands must be on deck to work towards victory in November 6th governorship elections in Anambra State.
So I want to also use this opportunity to encourage the contestants, the people who are running for that office. I know them one by one, most of them I know them. I know you had spent your resources, you had spent your time, you have spent money building the party for a long time, but it is better that one of you emerges than giving it to the opposition. When the opposition takes the leadership, nobody recognizes you. You lost everything completely. You'll be treated like an alien in your land. But if we, as a political party, APC, we win, what will come from there will at least roll over to every other person and to those people that supported us. So there's every need that will come together to support the system, to work together and see if we can capture victory.
Former Senate President Ken Namani assured all aspirants of a free, fair and transparent process when the primaries for the elections of the party governorship candidates is conducted. Nnamani said that the party had no predetermined candidates and only the person freely chosen at the primaries election will fly the party's flag.
Political rumor making rounds that there's already a candidate is false. There's nothing like that. Our role will be to have a level playing field for the aspirants. There's no preferred aspirants. So you people have equal opportunity of becoming the candidates to fly the flag of APC. So do not be discouraged by the rumor mongers.
APC patriots, organizers of the presentation, said that the group emerged out of the realization that APC in Anambra State was in a difficult situation because of the unreconciled political interests. Its aim is to bring all interests across the 21 local governments together to create a formidable political force.
I'm expecting a free and fair primary come 26th of June. And the reason is simply this, that APC stands best positioned to win the next election. But two things must happen. The first is to ensure that the primary is free and fair, throwing up a right candidate. The second is that we remain united after the primary, and that will only happen if that system is free and fair.
What I'm asking for and advocating is free, fair and transparent primaries. Because it has been said everywhere. Everybody knows. If you know that everything is clear and fair, if I don't win, for sure I'm a team player. I will succumb and work with the person that won.
The objective is to provide an opportunity for our aspirants to meet with and market themselves to party leadership, national leadership. So what we did was to lobby the national leadership so that we can present these people to them and hear them out so that they can have an impression of any of them.
We want a candidate that will emerge out of the aspirants as a consensus person that every other aspirant will rally around and build on for the party to win. We don't want a candidate that most aspirants will pull away with their supporters. So today is like the journey has started. Bonding, binding the aspirants together for a unity of purpose candidate.
There are 9 candidates vying for the ticket of the party in the forthcoming elections. They include Andy Uba, George Moyalu, Chidozie Nwankwo, John Bosco Onunkwo. Others are Azuka Ukwosa, Izuchukwu Orajiaka, Ben Itiaba Jr., Colonel Godfrey Onyejebu, and Comrade Maxwell Okoye. In Abuja, Ifunanya Ilodianya, Signature TV.
The new Inspector General of Police has recently announced his 12-point agenda, and one of his immediate decisions is to withdraw police officers attached to private citizens. Many Nigerians have been reacting to this step, as Signature TV correspondent Chibes Obi discovered when he spoke with some Abuja residents.
Almost every IG has done the same thing. We draw them from the highway, we drop them from roadblock, from VIPs. And then it becomes voicemail, nothing much. Does it really have the ball to do that? IG, I'm asking you, can you really do that, or you're just talking as always, just to buy, the sympathy of other Nigerians? And that's one too. If really you can do this to make a loss, and because I see no reason why the so-called VIPs, the so-called wedding men out there will be entitled to have so much amount of policemen, security, personnel around them, while millions of other citizens are just there without nothing.
I think this measure is long overdue, considering the fact that we are large in population and the police force, they are lacking manpower to contain the citizen as a whole. This should make every politician or big figure in quote to be happy that at least they can sacrifice their comfort for the well-being of the society. I think is a good measure, and I support.
We've had series of IGs that have come over time and repeated same that they are withdrawing security from private citizens. But we understand that the amount of money they make from these private citizens make it almost impossible to achieve that mission. So if it is possible for the IG, this current IG, as I had, if it is possible for him to do, it will be very great. At least let these policemen be sent to the hot zones where there is high level of insecurity.
The House of Representatives on Tuesday asked President Muhammadu Buhari to declare a state of emergency on security following the recent taking over of 42 communities in Niger State by Boko Haram. This was one of the 12 resolutions by the lawmakers following over 3 hours of executive session. Other decisions reached include a call on the judiciary to accelerate the prosecution of those awaiting trial due to banditry or terrorism, a call on the federal government to provide relief materials to those affected by the recent attacks across the country, and also a resolution asking the federal government to recruit more personnel into the military and the police, and also a resolution to summon the service chiefs, the National Security Advisor, and heads of paramilitary agencies. The lawmakers also urged the president to, as a matter of urgency, ensure financial autonomy for local governments to guarantee their functionality. And in addition, the lower chamber mandated all security committees in the House to immediately commence a comprehensive audit of all military and paramilitary assets and arms in our armed services and revert to the House in 4 weeks. This latest legislative intervention is coming in the wake of the revelation by the Niger State Governor, Abubakar Bello, that Boko Haram terrorists are in full control of territories in Kaure and Shiroro local governments of the state. Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has imposed a curfew which will take effect from Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. at all entry and exit points with neighboring states of Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, and Imo states. The government of Rivers State has decided to restrict night movements in and out of the state from the land borders of the state as a result of recent security breaches and deadly attacks. Wike stated that security agencies had been posted to monitor and enforce strict compliance with the curfew at all borders. On April 24th, some officers of customs, police and civil defense on duty along the Port Harcourt-Owerri Expressway were ambushed and killed by armed attackers. He further added that also on Sunday, the state witnessed another deadly attack and killing of officers and men of the Nigerian Army right at Abua town in Abua Odua local government area, while stating that the security agencies were investigating these attacks with a view to bringing the perpetrators to justice. Corruption group Global Witness has declared support for a Nigerian activist, Olaranwaju Suraju, who was recently questioned by the police based on a petition by Nigeria's former Attorney General Mohammed Adoke. Suraju's civil society organization, Higher Education Data Analyzer, and other international anti-graft community schemes on board servicemen, including Global Witness, have been at the forefront of the demand for justice over the Malabu OPL 245 scandal involving Adoke and many others, including oil giants Shell and Eni. While the prosecution of the suspect is still ongoing in Nigeria, a court in Milan recently discharged the oil giants and their 4 officials who were named in the scandal, which involved the transfer of about $1 billion from the oil giants to private Nigerian accounts for the control of an oil block. The former Attorney General also later complained to the police that some people, one of whom he suspected to be Suraju, circulated a fake tape claiming to be that of an interview he had with an Italian journalist, admitting that the Malabo transaction was a scam, and it was based on the petition that the anti-corruption activist was interrogated by the police. In a bid to further press for the payment of their allowances and other entitlements, striking staffers of the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital at Ekiti have declared 3 days of fasting and prayer. The strike, which is still ongoing, was called by the Joint Health Sector Union of the Teaching Hospital, stating that they were owed several months of salaries, allowances and deductions, and also accused the state government of insensitivity. The Joint Health Sector Union chairman, Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, Omotola Farotumi, who spoke at the hospital on Tuesday after the prayer session, stated that the program started on Monday and would end on Wednesday, adding that the fasting and prayer was to seek the face of God and His intervention in their plight. They vowed they would continue the strike until all their demands, including the outstanding gross salaries and other allowances, were met. President Buhari, in a virtual meeting on Tuesday with United States Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, appealed to the international community to support Nigeria and the sub-region in tackling growing security challenges to avoid spillovers. Nigeria is in the spotlight over rising security challenges in all parts of the country, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and agitations for secession. And hundreds of people have been killed recently amid suggestions that security forces have been overwhelmed, and therefore the need to seek for foreign support to stem the tide. Although President Buhari did not give details on the nature of support Nigeria and other African countries need to address their security challenges, he nonetheless urged the United States to reconsider relocating the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, from Stuttgart, Germany to Africa, nearer the theater of operation. Signature TV spoke with a security expert, Kevin Fineface, and he has this to say about President Buhari's request.
There's a dynamics with which operational bases are established. There are a lot of things in place. When you ask someone to come to your house, you want to be sure that you know what that person eats. You want to be sure that you know what will sustain that individual when it comes to your place. So you want somebody to come live with you, but you don't have food. You want someone to come live with you, but you don't have you don't have the kind of weather the person, would like to stay. So we don't want to come and live or establish this command here at the detriment of the operators. Would that be the right infrastructure to support such base that's going to be established here? The Americans oftentimes establish bases for ease of operation.
The Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has assured that the Edo State government will continue to obey the 1999 Constitution on judicial autonomy. He made this known during a courtesy visit by executive members of the Nigerian Bar Association Edo State chapter at the government house in Benin City, while adding that the autonomy and independence of the three arms of government is best for Nigeria's democratic system. The Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum on Monday met with President Muhammadu Buhari over the worsening insecurity in the northeast region of the country. The governor, while briefing reporters on Tuesday, said it is his responsibility to tell the president about the attacks across the country, particularly the renewed activities of terrorists in the northeast, and stated that there is need for the president to devise a means to put a stop to the crisis that has left thousands killed and millions displaced in the troubled zone. His meeting with the president was due to the recent attacks by Boko Haram and Islamic State in West Africa province ISWAP fighters on communities in Borno and Yobe states in recent times, where at least 7 military personnel were confirmed killed in Borno State and in Yobe State. The insurgents overran Gidam and hoisted their flags, forcing hundreds of residents, including women and children, to flee to neighboring villages. On the foreign scene, the Economic Community of West African States Court of Justice has ordered the government of Cote d'Ivoire to immediately release its citizen Kojo Cloud, who had been in pretrial detention since June 2018. The court handed down the judgment after finding the government guilty of violation of his rights to liberty and presumption of innocence until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo calls on Nigerian politicians to speak up on insecurity in the country. Nigerians support Inspector General of Police as he orders immediate withdrawal of police officers from private citizens. President Muhammadu Buhari asks for the assistance of the United States to end insecurity in Africa. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distance, and wear your nose masks while going about your daily activities. And that's the signature 30 minutes on behalf of my producer, Anita Eze. I am Marvelous Obommanu. Thanks for watching.